Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Today, we are talking about 3 signs that you may still be stuck in the diet mindset. If you were on the masterclass on Thursday, or if you've been listening to my podcast or started following some of my content on Instagram at Tips with Tony, you've probably have heard me say a bazillion times, I'm a registered dietitian, owner of Diet Tips with Tony, who ironically teaches people how not to diet. And the term not dieting, people associate with kind of saying screw it, or that means we don't care about our health, and that's not true at all. When we say teaching you how not to diet, we're really just teaching you how to live a healthy, balanced lifestyle without rules, restrictions, and rigidity. And basically learning how to care for your body, love your body, without having to be on some type of diet or some type of rules or rigidity, basically what I just said. So all that to say, a lot of people that we end up working with, or that maybe you heard me on a podcast or something, what kind of stands out to you is you can resonate a lot with what I share about how, like, in my journey at some point, I wasn't necessarily like following a diet, or I wasn't like doing something. I never really did like Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or, Nutrisystem or anything like that. However, my ideas around food were very rigid, very restrictive, and pretty obsessive. If I were going to use one word to describe it, it would be the term orthorexia. So orthorexia, it's not an eating disorder, but it is a disordered eating tendency in which you are hyperfixated on your health, so much so that you don't do it on purpose, but because there's fear around food, or because you want to be so perfect, or you have like OCD, or you just basically, want to be the epitome of health, that you do it to the extreme. And so maybe, weight loss might not be on purpose, but it just happens out of the restriction, or you end up binging because of the restriction. But basically, so if I were to describe it in one word, for me, it was orthorexia. But with that said, find yourself in the story. You might be feeling like dieting is something that you don't think that you do, but what I'm going to share with you today are 3 signs that even though you might not be dieting, whether you are or you aren't, you might still be stuck in the diet mindset, and that's what's holding you back. So before I continue, if you are watching this replay and you want access to the Diet Mindset Transformation Masterclass replay, definitely let me know, and I will get that over to you. I think it went well. It went very successful. We have a really great, we have a new program that we're talking about actually on the inside, so not releasing it to the public yet, but if you want to be the first to know and you want to get in super early and for extremely good deal, you probably want to watch that masterclass replay sooner rather than later. So put a GIF below, put something below to let me know to get it over to you, or just message me with your email address. Okay. All right. So 3 signs you may still be stuck in the diet mindset. Number 1, thinking about food takes up a majority of your brain space. So you're thinking about when to eat, what to cook, how much to have. As you're eating your breakfast, you're planning out your snacks or your lunches or your dinners. You're never really not thinking about food, right? So you might not be on a diet, but your brain is preoccupied a lot with what to eat, when to eat, and how much. Okay. Sign number 2 is you feel bad after eating certain foods when maybe you heard that they were off limits, or you followed an old plan that told you, for example, carbs were bad or whatever. And even though you're not doing that meal plan, or you're not following that diet or whatever it is, your brain still feels guilt or shame when you eat those foods. Okay, so once again, you might not be on the diet, but your mindset is still stuck in the diet mindset because you feel guilt or shame after eating certain foods that were once labeled as bad. Okay, sign number 3, that you may still be stuck in the diet mindset is you feel the need to justify why you are or aren't having something. So if you've ever noticed yourself explaining yourself of why you ordered the salad instead of the burger, or why you decided to get French fries, or not to get the fries and swap the fries out for a side salad or whatever it is, you don't need to explain it to anybody. Because someone with a healthy relationship with food, or that's not stuck in the diet mindset, understands that some days they get the salad and some days they get the fries, and some days they get the burger and sometimes they get the grilled chicken or whatever it is, right? So you don't need to justify your choices. However, if you're still stuck in the diet mindset, you might you might perceive judgment from others, or you might be judging yourself, and then you feel the need to explain. And that's a big sign that you might be stuck in the diet mindset. All right, so with that said, you don't have to stay stuck there. So let me know, like I said, if you want to watch that recording of the replay, lots of tips on how you can get out of that diet mindset and into a more balanced one. So if you didn't watch the recording, let me know. I'll get it over to you.